Welcome back, guys. Ben here, and today we are checking out a game called Hunger. Hunger throws you into the chaos of plague-ravaged Napoleonic Europe. This multiplayer extraction RPG blends brutal melee and ranged combat with deep, long-term character progression, questing, and crafting. Scavenge for resources, battle unspeakable horrors, and outlast rival living. This is from Good Fun Corporation. It's a new dev studio, but there's a lot of veteran developers from Hell Let Loose, which is that kind of gritty World War first-person shooter. And obviously this is a new studio, from my understanding. It's not got any link to that, but it's just filled with a lot of those ex-developers. And Hunger is their upcoming game that's going to be coming into early access at some point. Now, this is the technical test, which is currently running at the moment. So I was kindly provided access to check this out today. It is PvEvP. There is no PvE only mode, but it's a little bit more like Tarkov from my understanding, in the sense of obviously there'll be zombies that are the AI enemies, there'll be living that are the player enemies, but you're trying to, get your bags full of loot, come back, craft, level up, and you're trying to get from level 1 to level 100 and kind of progress. So it's not like Hunt in the way that when you die in Hunt, you lose your character and you've got to start again with a fresh character. You have a persistent kind of account, as it were, and you just try again. But it is, if you die while you're out on an expedition, then that's it. You lost all your stuff and you have to extract to survive. So we're going to check it out today, see how it plays, see how it runs, see what it looks like, sounds like, all that kind of stuff. Just explore it. It looks really, really interesting. I've done the tutorial, got a little feel for it. It's a very basic tutorial that shows you your movement and how to shoot and stuff like that. So we're going to jump in slightly prepared and see how we get on. Sit back, relax, like, comment, subscribe. This is Hunger. So we get to choose our living character. Singular characters marked by their distinct appearances, narratives, and abilities. And you can unlock them by expending a psych seed, and you can find more psych seeds by prestiging or advancing an existing character's journey. So this will define your struggle within Hunger. This isn't trying to be a game that holds your hand in any way either. So it could be Eva, a vagabond huntress born in the violent Parisian slums. There is also Gabriel, soldier of fortune. Then, so she has marathon, so stamina when sprinting is reduced by 35%, reduce the amount of stamina consumed. You can go silent for 30 seconds with your Q ability, and all living are blinded for 5 seconds. That's quite an interesting one. Charge, sprint speed is faster. You take 25% less range damage when you use that. And Sadist, for the next 30 seconds, you heal for 50% of the damage you deal. Wow, okay. They've got some cool abilities so far. We got Hugo, the Maniac. So Taste of Blood. All movement speed is increased by 15% when a melee is equipped. So it's pretty much a melee build. Absorb 100% of damage dealt. And Maniac take 25% reduced damage for 10 seconds as well. And then La Papessa Marie, the Warrior Nun. So Gentle Touch, reduce the time to revive others. Because you can play this solo, duos, or trios as well, by the way. So you can come in and play this with other people if you want to. I'm not sure if they've got matchmaking for that yet, though. We'll see. Heal self for 50 health. That might be quite nice. And then heal allies. So quite nice to have a healer on the group, I'd say. And then Otto, the Sergeant at Arms. So repairs armor bars. Field repairs, can mend allies' armor. It's basically the healer, but from an armor point of view. And then Latoile, Serene, the Voodoo Poisoner. So it makes you immune to poison. You move 20% faster for 20 seconds and deploys a poison cloud at your last location, poisoning all that pass through it. And you move 20% faster for 10 seconds. Maybe we try... We can pick one of these. La Lune is pretty interesting, that we can move silently and we can blind people as well. But I think let's unlock Serene. Like the idea of that. So we've got Latoile, and she is level 1. So again, you can try and get to level 100 in all the characters, and presumably they'll add more characters in the future as well. Now the Chateau, I think it's going to show us now, is the hub, the social hub.
Against the tide, buttress and tower rising where the world has fallen. ancestral seat of the Marquis, now the last vertical town in Europe, and one of the few the hunger has not claimed. Within those walls gathers a new order, and a strict hierarchy besides. Each rung of the chateau earned, never given. Soldiers, traders, pilgrims, and those who outlived the old world.
I love the aesthetic and the
step by step, for
the art style of
safety,
this
for coin, for
medieval
fame.
steampunk.
Hold fast. You make your descent here, and your life within those walls begins the moment you touch ground.
Those are our extraction balloons. That's how you get out of a match. But the premise of this is that war has ravished Europe, and with that, a bacterium kind of escaped and twisted the land, and now it basically left what they call the hunger, which is basically zombies. Like, it's basically undead, but they call it the hunger, and that's where that all comes from. So this is basically saying this is where we can fulfill our quests, embark on expeditions, you can manage your stash here and everything. So if you think of it like Tarkov, where you got the hideout, or you think of Arc Raiders, where you're in the menu, here is where you can actually then... Oh, what? Someone's already level 51. Are you kidding me? This is actually like a living space that you can kind of walk around and explore and chat to different people. You can do a warm welcome. And presumably this will have voice acting and stuff like that in the future. Not going to sit too deeply in this at the moment. You can get an idea of what's here. And a little bit of like the lore and stuff about how we do different things. Ain't no mind to bear. Okay. So, you got all that stuff there. And we can accept a quest. So, I'm going to start introducing myself to the others here in this place known as the Outer Ramparts. You get some reputation, get your experience, and you get some spoils as well. Now, obviously you'll have your items, your stowed weapons, and all that kind of stuff here as well. Also got your abilities, your passives, tacticals, and your ultimate. Your masteries, which you need to unlock level 10 before you can see that. And then you can see your experience, and as you go through your levels, so we get a passive voodoo spirit at level 3. Professions, once we progress further with Eloise's quest. You got your journal here, talk to Louis, talk to Piero, and talk to Renal. All of that there, compendium for your lore and your maps and stuff. There's going to be 3 maps at the beginning. 3 maps, more than 30 weapons. All the maps are going to be very different apparently, and that was just at launch. There's going to be more to come. And yeah, VoIP as well, crafting, gathering, and a player-driven marketplace. A bit like the flea market in Tarkov as well. So, pretty interesting. Presume this will be a paid title as well. I don't think it's going to be like a free-to-play or anything like that. Oh, that's not someone we want to talk to at all, is it? Running very well at the moment. Like 4K, everything on very like very high, I think it is. Lumen as well. DLSS on quality. And we're about 90 frames there as well. So there's Louis. Okay, so I'm going to skip a lot of this. I'm not going to go too deep into this at the moment. I think if we were to cover this when it fully comes out, then we'll delve into this a little bit more. For now, this is where we'd manage our stash. I'm trying to just explore and show you guys the systems, and before we go into a raid. Can't promise I'll be any good at it either, but we'll see. We've got another guy there, Mr. Sweet. But he's not part of our quests. Do we have a... We don't have a map, do we? This is Piero. Take your Piero. So we can skip all these. So he's our trader. You can buy wares from him. And then we've got to talk to this guy just up the hill. I think this would be great to have something like this in Arc Raiders and Tarkov, to be fair. Having like this little hub where you can explore and do all that stuff like that. So I really appreciate that they've got this in here already. Like built the game around this, which is pretty cool. So we can go back and complete our quest with Eloise.
You're back.
A warm welcome. Go to Louise, Piero, and Renaud. Around this, you did. Continue. Quest completed. Like I said, skipping through this because I just want to get started with this to begin with. And we got all this stuff given to us to get started, basically. Making dough. Guinea's flour. Storehouses. Garnier's windmill and his Silent farm. Okay. Accept the quest. So maps, missives, and crafting recipes and cosmetic schemas. So we've got a map. Check your map, study it, and it will be added to compendium, and you can peruse it at your leisure. So go to our compendium. Oh, do we use it first, don't we? We have to go to our stash.
You look like you have a weapon.
Alright. Study. There we go. And I think we'll put a burlap sack on. You got kind of light armor, medium armor. We'll go with light armor to begin with. Bring some crude ammo as well. You can increase your capacity, you can expand your storage as well. Then you got your weapon storage here, where we'll take a short sword and a brown Betty. Does that work for that? Takes crude ammunition. Slow reload. Okay.
Bye-bye.
That could work.
You're still alive.
Does he have quests for us as well? He wants the trick. So he'll provide me additional stuff. I'll provide the greatest trick of all. Return successfully from an expedition. So that's another quest. And then Mr. Sweet wants some lubrication. Look at what it's writing. Like all the lore and the characters being built out here. So he wants me to find some tavern wine and thin mead. So I'm just getting some stuff that we can kind of have a little explore for. If we go to compendium, we go to maps, Sardat farm, we can inspect. This is then a little bit like Hunt Showdown. So you can then see, and we can spawn in anywhere, I guess. It's quite a big map. Garnier's farm, right in the middle. Right, north of Sardat Bridge. Okay. Keep an eye out for that. We've got our journal here. And it kind of says how difficult they are, so... Yeah, find free thin mead and tavern wine. Just extract. And find 20 flour. Storehouses, sheds, and settlements, so we'll just find that. It's all good. So that's enough of the chateau and stuff. You can see all this here as well. I think you can... Yeah, here you can like party up with people as well. If you want to. You can invite people to party and stuff like that as well. I'm going to talk to Renaud. I'm ready to depart. So you can choose to queue for an expedition alone or in groups of 2 or 3, so there is matchmaking. Destination will change the weather and time of day. Renaud cannot often only open a route to the destination for so long before it becomes inaccessible due to inclement weather or other circumstances. New destinations will become available in the future. Death will forfeit all gear in your inventory except for your lockbox and its contents. If you possess one, that's going to be a little bit like your safe container. So we've got 30 minutes remaining in Sardat. It's noon and clear. We're going to start expedition. Going to plot approach. And then I guess just load us in. And we'll see how we get on. Curious. But really like the aesthetic of this. I think I said already. Like the style of this is very cool. They've got some like badass outfits and weapons as well. We've got our sword. We've got our brown Betty. Can we shoot? No, we can't shoot here. I was gonna say like shoot over the edge. And like I said, at the moment, our character choice doesn't matter too much because we don't have any of our abilities until you level up a little bit. Let's get some matchmakers in. I don't know how many people you're matchmade in with, so that's something as well. But this guy might have a brief quest for us as well, perhaps. Remains of the day. Skip that and just see what he needs. So, missing convoy near Jack's Bridge. Perfect. He's given us a map as well. Not got arc raider queue times at the moment though. Looks like it's got heading towards. Leave that. Oh, let's study that. There we go. Yeah, looks like it's got Tarkov loading times at the moment. Let's have a look. The journal. Pendium. So Jack's Bridge is the other map, and we can inspect that, and then we can see this another one, and then presumably Sombra Forest at some point. There we go. Launching expedition. It's found a match. Just under 2 minutes that was, wasn't it? Not too bad. I'm excited. Okay. Startup farm. So I don't know. Oh, we do have a map. So new players, you can get an idea of where you are. Whoa. Okay. Can't see where the extracts are. It's worth noting, although they will have wipes, they won't be forced. You'll be able to wipe if you wish. And they're hoping that all the different characters and abilities and things will lead to loads of different build styles and varieties. I can hear gunshots to the north. I don't really play these as a very aggressive player. We do see the extract up here as well. So I'd say it's a little bit easier than Tarkov. Tarkov gives you no map and you got to learn the extractions. So it's a little bit more accessible. Like I said, a lot of similarity to Hunt, but a bit more Tarkov focused than... Hunt Showdown's great, but it's a bit more focused on the PvE of fighting the bosses, and then it becomes PvP afterwards. But I think from the tutorial, that's a bloater, I think they call that. I don't know what that big thing is, though. But those, like, explode. We've got dregs, which are just normal run-of-the-mill enemies as well. And you got some, like, armored guys, which might be what that one is in the middle there. And this is the type of game where you can literally just get, like, headshotted out of nowhere. And again, it's got a little bit of that Hunt influence that we can hear someone shooting all the way over there. So you want to melee where you possibly can. And the middle mouse button, it kind of does a jab with your sword. My plan, head across the fields in Degani's farm, but it's right out in the open, isn't it? Can't imagine there'd be like more than 10 or 12 players in a lobby. And I've queued solo, so I'd hope I'm in a lobby solo. Hope I'm not going to run into trios. I said, odd little stutter here and there, but 75, 80 frames at the moment. Looks very nice. Textures. Motion blur is off. Napoleonic soldiers. And the extractions are one of those where you will, you will get people just sat there camping out, I guess. You've got to sit by the extraction point for 30 seconds before you can get out. That's always going to be the extraction shooter's biggest challenge. Is how do they stop cheaters ruining the experience for everyone, which is very difficult apparently. No one's really managed to solve that because people just like to log on and ruin people's day. But the next bit is like you playing for a whole round and then someone just waits by an extract and they rat you at the end of it. Now, I don't know if the extracts are randomized, so it'd be harder, but you could potentially go to that extract and just rat that now. I'm personally not against it, against like a ratting in that side of things. It's annoying when it happens to you, but it's one of those things of it is a play style. And if you were in a real apocalypse, you would get the people going out and doing stuff, and you would get the people that would wait and rat. And that's just human nature. I really like this though so far. Oh my god. Okay. In loot, when you're looting them, it's got to search it. Oh. Likewise, when you loot anything, you are very vulnerable. Fresh baguette, wee baguette, some lemon peels. Early in the extraction shooter. Oh my god. Acts as an alarm, doesn't it? A bit like what they do in Hunt with the horses and the glass and all that kind of stuff as well. Definitely a lot of influences from Hunt Showdown. For sure. You can jump. You can't jump in Hunt, I don't think, from what I remember. You get a little... little viewpoint. Alright, so we are south of Garnier's farm, so we need to head over into that farm building. Maybe we have a look inside. I did hear like monster noises inside. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna shut that door behind me. Oh. I've only done a great job with the sound effects. We actually took a hit there as well. And in a way, I know they said like shooting is loud and pinpoints, but it sounds like even fighting melee is going to give away your position. You know, they scream. And maybe one quick shot and moving position is going to be better. There's eight flour though. Stewed apple. In the window, you can open the window as well. Quite nice. Like I said, not sure how many people you come into the game with. Could potentially be in a place where it doesn't seem like there's a time limit. So presumably it loads in like 10, 20 people maybe, and then over time. There's no timer that I can see anywhere. Although it did say the extraction, there is a last extraction at some point and it'll tell you. Like in the tutorial, I think, like last 10 minutes or something like that. So I guess there is a timer, we just don't know what that is yet. Now, what they did say, I didn't actually bring any with me because I'm an idiot. We can eat some bread, I think. Bread in a canister. Oh, what does the food do? Oh, you can increase container loot identification. Okay, so I didn't know what the baguette did. Didn't heal. But yeah, I should have brought my healing item. And it's slow health regen, but it's unlimited. Or you can, and that's on the free key. On the 4 keys, like your quick use heal items, where they're consumables. Where they're consumables, but okay. I think these guys just have. Oh no, he does have more. Valuable trophy, apparently. Guessing we can sell those. Oh my god. Oh, he hit me through it. Those are one of the big heavy ones. I didn't bring any healing items. I am screwed. Probably should try and see if we can get some more flour and then get out. Beer barrels. Grape must. There we go, 13 flour. We got our 20 flour. And we're now full. Oh, you got to drop. Okay, you can add stuff as a bookmark as well. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to take both of these. Seem like they might be a bit more useful. I don't think we can craft or anything at the moment. Maybe that's what the professions is, that you'll be able to like craft food or different things based on your professions you've got. Armor plate. And we'll take some. Pine oil, that's crafting material as well. Consume to move silently for 10 seconds. Okay. Put that up there, you swap that with the loot, okay. What are these? Don't know what I need. That's another eating thing, that's stamina regen. So all the food has different like perks and buffs. You gotta consume it before you can have it. At the moment I kinda just want the food itself, don't I? And then, oh, you can loot the drawers. Boiled leather. Some old gunpowder. I think if you a bit of a loot goblin, you might like this game. I'm quite enjoying it. Oh, you got the glass. Oh my god. Weird creatures. Yeah, those are the big heavy ones. Yeah, nah. Cool creature design. Is that the only one we can do? The only extract? Come back out and go through the fields, I'm guessing. We're probably one shot. Someone already opened it? Oh no. Step back. Again, at the moment, I don't know what's good or what's not. You got the color things, I guess, to go by, like what's common, what's rare, and all that stuff. A little bit annoyed he hit me through the door, but yeah, I think they've done a great job so far with the world creation, if that makes sense. The level design, map design. Right out in the open. Not where we want to be. Look how long that reload is in combat. You just want to close the distance and try with the sword, wouldn't you? Yeah, there we go. Got shot. Knew it. Knew I was be one shot. So we got killed by Tactical Sandwich. GG's. GG's. Doesn't tell you where they were from or anything like that. So that was it. End of the round. Whether you lived or died, the latter being far more likely, you will now see the post-expedition timeline. Let's remind you of the events that transpired. And you get experience modifiers when you successfully extract, and your party size is less than 3 when you're alone. So duos get an XP boost, and solos get an even bigger XP boost. So even though we failed, we almost got to level 3. We got a decent amount of leveling up. We get XP for the enemy kills. We get XP for time, for locations unlocked as well. So I really like that. And then you get a 3 times XP progression as well. So it's one of the things I liked about Tarkov at the beginning as well, is that although, yes, you die and you actually get 300 XP for getting killed, you still can progress. You still get XP, you still move forward. And that's something that I quite like, because it means it is punishing in a way, because you lose all your stuff in there, but it teaches you not to get too attached to stuff. This guy, yeah, just I don't know. I didn't even see him. And yeah, we were running out in the open, like, but half health. Didn't come in. I'll show you what I mean with the Chateau. We'll do another run. There was a healing item we could have equipped that is slow healing, but we could have, if I brought it with me, it's unlimited, so you can could have sat in the house and healed back up to full health. But back in the Chateau, obviously we do not have the flower or any of that stuff. All our quests are still complete, still open, sorry. So none of that's there. Come back and do the stash. Still alive, barely. We'll take the light armor again. Upgrade ammunition. And that's... the ampoules are your single uses. That's what these are. And there is somewhere... foraging basket. Oh, so this increases... because you've got different bags. So you've got back bag, a hit bag. So we could take a back bag, and then you can also take a hit bag. That increases the amount of item slots you have. All right, let me try that again. It had a little crash there. So we got our bags on, got that, and then I can't remember what it's called. Moist pouch, testicular in size and shape. Got a little damp knapsack there as well. Well, I guess some insta heals is better than no insta heals, right? But I'm guessing the unlimited one is like a rarer item or something. They showed it in the tutorial, but I guess we don't start with that. We gotta buy one of those.
Watch out for those dark places.
So we don't get unlimited healing at the beginning, which makes sense. We do need to... It's weird that you can't just access your stash from here, but at the same time, it does make you have to go over and talk to Louis and actually, like, equip yourself. I wonder if it's extremely slow reload as well. I think they all are, though, aren't they? A lot of these are just extremely slow reloads, so... Low reach, low damage. Might take the club. Oh, okay. So you can take you can take a gun and a one-handed sword. Right. I think. Yeah. Okay. The short sword can medium reach, low damage. We'll go in with the same stuff again for our next one. I won't make you guys wait for us to load in or anything. Okay. That one took 90 seconds, so it wasn't too bad. We're going to the same farm, Sarlet Farm. But yeah, so far, I'm really liking how it looks. I like that we do have a map. We're right at the bottom this time. Maybe we'll head up to the Chapel of Weeping Virgins. There's a little house over here. Okay. I like how you don't start with it reloaded either. Animations are nice though. Sound effects too. Feels, because of the movement speed as well. No doubt there'll probably be videos of people like gliding across the place. But you do feel like it's a lot slower than Arc Raiders or Marathon. Okay, so the bloats, if you hit them in the head, they should just collapse. This is the overgrown cabin. We'll probably get some XP just for finding this. Some gunshots to the north. Oh, we need a key. And a bronze key. Now, I don't know if the enemies spawn with that in there. It's basically like a locked room. Oh no. Just in case. Some sea salt. Indigo flakes. Some flour. I think once we've unlocked farming, not farming, crafting, it'll be a lot better. Because we'll have an idea of what we need. Can we get on the roof? We can get on the roof. Asking to be a target here, aren't we? Where I just get shot in the head out of nowhere. Hey, them's the rules. He was fairly accurate though, in terms of shoot where you point. Wait till I try and shoot a player and then it'll be like, no, it's terrible. Can't hit my shots. The game's fault, not mine. That's how it works. Just checking in case he's got a key. Maybe they hold the key. Coat toggle. But no, I think if you find the key elsewhere, you can then be, oh, we found a bronze key, and then you know where to go with that. Or you might find a key and not know where to use it. And later on, you know what you're doing. Someone else here. Someone else here. Thought they were mimicking my steps. But they're on the wet mud. Or they were. They followed my gunshots. I'm like in the bush. I'm not normally a PvP player. This probably isn't going to go well for me. Okay. He's still alive. Okay, same extract as before. Very good with the directional audio here. I'm just storming through some bushes at the moment. I think he heard me initially. I don't know if he heard me again, but I didn't hear him run off. Like the leave occlusion is annoying. It's got to be there, because otherwise you can't see shit. But okay. If it was just the footsteps, I'd be like, nah, I'm hearing shit. We heard the rifle shots as well. I think we've lost him, to be fair. Right. I'm gonna kind of head up and through anyway. Okay, I was hoping to see if we could actually see another player. I like how you can just walk through all the bushes. You can't really see shit, but I think they've done a good job with the rendering of this though. Like dense foliage, the forest ground, and then the bushes and things like that as well. might actually be a... Like I said, I like a bit of Tarkov. Don't have a ton of time these days to play it. Played a lot of Arc Raiders, good with friends. But these days I do prefer PvE experiences. But this one, and there's another one called Beautiful Light. They're both on my list. Like, keep an eye on from an extraction shooter point of view. Okay. Pond Farrier. Looks like it's a similar building as what we were in before with the farm. And find sand. Ideally we get some flour. But then we got a long walk north. I'm guessing, is there only the one extraction there? Wait. We actually need the thin mead. You'll leave in a sec. Can't really get a good vantage point, unfortunately. Large amphora. Yeah, aesthetically, I like this. I think it's pretty cool. I'm kind of ratting, because I'm kind of hoping the guy does come in here, but... Bit of a gunshot from ages away. Oh my god. Yeah, no, he's not coming in there. We're not going in that door. That's horrendous. The odds of me getting out of this alive are like almost nil. Almost nil. Russian basket. Okay, is it slightly better? I'm gonna put that in there with the extra slot, I guess. I don't think we're getting out of this anyway, but... Climb. Can't climb. Get. It's really loud right now. You can climb a little bit. I haven't... Other than that guy that was walking in the muddy road, I haven't really heard anyone running, so I don't know how far, like, the distance is yet. Beelining it north might not be the best play. I'm kind of curious to explore the map. We get some XP for it as well. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very, very cool. For a tech test, runs quite well as well. We have dipped below, though. We're about 50 frames, I think, in this forest. Being very dense. It's something there, isn't it? I want to have a look at... Oh. Someone's killed these enemies. Apples for crafting? Maybe we follow the gunshots. Guess he's just out there hunting zombies. These aren't dead though. Maybe not. Maybe never mind. It's kind of close. Really hard to judge though. It's something that as you play these games more, get a better idea of how they, like, what distance they choose for sounds and things like that. And directionally, I think it's pretty good. I just can't tell the distance yet. I don't know if we can get down there nicely. We're in a weird, like, almost quarry. Like ravine, yeah, river. Stuff down there. I don't want to risk the jump. Not gonna lie. Oh, we might have to risk the jump. Took the shot there rather than on the bridge. Just in case that's throws people off or not. So from a PvP standpoint, people will probably be charging towards me now. Yeah, very nice, detailed map. Oh, we're on the road. Up there. Chapel of Virgins is this way. For a POI point of view. It'd be cool to go and see. Just to our right over here. There it is. You know, if they had more wildlife, like they had deers and rabbits and things like that, like breaking twigs under you and like reacting, that would be even better as well. And you're like, wait, is it a player? No, no, it's just a deer. I imagine there'll be things like, there'll be like a quest to come here and find a letter or something, and you know, that kind of stuff. I'm just waiting to just get headshotted out of nowhere. I don't know if we really want to go in here, but find it. There we go. That should be the XP for finding the location. Yeah, nice and stealthy. Don't know if I want to go in there. Want to see if we can get out. thought I heard someone then, but I think it's just me. Like a little tour of the map, though. It's pretty cool. Another one of those. Seem like they're like guards or like, you know, alerts. Run past one, they start screaming. If anything, I think this game probably really promotes the rat behavior because there's so much where you can kind of just sit and wait. And wait for those opportunities. We're even further away than we were with the last one. Crossing an open field last time did not end well for us. Presumably, you can get nice weapons with scopes on them. The sunrise this time with a bit of sun. Very pretty. I really like this. I think this is pretty cool. Definitely one I'd like to check out. Not sure if it's one that I will be really good at though, or ever, but I think they've done a great job with this. I don't know how they would make this PvE. I guess if you took the players out of it, you'd have to make it more dense, so there's way more enemies. Because there's one of those ones where I'm like, oh, if you did take it out, like say you took PvP out, unless you just make all the hotspots, you know, just loads of enemies. But one of those where I'm like, oh, how good would this be if there was no threat of other players being up on the hill or something like that? Tempted though to do a like a PvE Tarkov playthrough. I haven't really played that. I've done hundreds of hours in normal Tarkov, but see what the experience is like for someone who's picking it up from a PvE only point of view. Right. Bodies. Oh, okay. In a rock and a hard place now. Definitely a player though. Even here with our like sodden boots. Chevalier's Remise. Presume it was shooting towards me. That's the player. I don't fancy it. I don't fancy it. quiet and reposition. There is VoIP as well. We haven't had anyone use that yet. It's not the friendly arc raiders like, hey, what you doing? Don't know where the other entrance is to the cellar. Could be there. Could be... Again, map knowledge on these types of games is really, really strong. Whether it's Arc Raiders or if it's Tarkov. If I knew the other side, the other entrance to that cellar, then we'd be gold, but I think he's followed us out. He's on the other side of the wall. Think. I don't want to move, because it would give him an idea of where we are. This time it's just to go sword. What am I listening for? I don't freaking know. You guys could hear that though, right? Now I'm asking to get shot. So bizarre. He's gonna pop up and kill me now out of nowhere, but... I don't know, like I said, I don't know how far away I can hear him. I don't even know if it's him. You know what I mean? Be an enemy. Or just a normal AI one. I'm not too sure. Okay, dead bodies in the forest. Not far. Across the river. Because that's destroyed. That bridge is where Jean's bridge. Jean's bridge. I don't think we're getting out of here. We're gonna get shot this does feel like this is a game where you're going to get ratted more often than not. But that was weird because it sounded like he was just on the other side of the wall. Let me know what you guys think in the comments with that one. Like, thought you guys could hear that too. It's one of those things of like whether you play a lot of Hunt, or you play a lot of Arc Raiders, a lot of Escape from Tarkov. It's part of the game's almost like learning the audio, what surface they're walking on, and in a playtest, can we trust that yet? Like, is the audio really good? Is it not? I'm not sure. I'm just worried about the people behind me, but it's equally likely that there'll be people in front. Could be noisy. There's less PvE threat, though, than in something like Hunt, where you've got, like, things in the water trying to get you. You got things, like, constantly trying to get you left, right, and center. Dogs, the horses that are making noise. Obviously, yes, you got the PvE enemies. They seem clustered, especially the bigger ones, clustered at the main POIs, which is fair enough. I think Hunt has a lot more just spread out in general, like traps and just weird shit. This does feel very reminiscent to those of you who've played Tarkov and have played the map Woods. But imagine playing Woods without having a map and without knowing where you're going. Alright, I'm almost certain I'm being followed. I just can't trust the sounds. It could be a dreg that's just within my audio range. Yeah, that could be a dreg on that other side of the wall. Could also be a player about to like head eyes me, so it's just enemies in there. This is the bit where there's rats. Like I said on the tutorial, you call the extraction, you wait for 30 seconds. I don't know if it tells other players, because I haven't really been notified, I don't think, that this is like been set off at all. Just a play test. Got nothing of value really. Push forward and we're gonna see. There's the balloon. Okay. You sit and you wait. And once it's counted down, I think you run up under it and you press F and you extract. said, I think anyone can then do that. It's a little bit like the elevator in Arc Raiders. Extraction's ready. And then we go. There we go. We're done. Tense. Tense. I think, like I said, a couple of players. We saw a player. But we had a couple players around us. I think. We got all of that. We got our level ups. So we've got a Voodoo Spirit. And now level 4. So again, quite quick to level up. Level 5. That was a successful raid. And went up a couple of levels there. And that's just continued breathing. You get XP just 150 XP just for surviving 5 minutes after the initial 15 seconds. Every 5 minutes you get 150 XP. So it does really promote you playing slow and careful and being more methodical than just running in. Extraction opened at 6 minutes. Didn't seem like it was, like I said, doesn't seem like it's closing at all or anything like that. We've got the bloat and 2 dregs slain as well. There we go. Well, that is where I'm going to leave it for this one. I think I really like it. I think there's a little bit of... It's on the hunt and Escape from Tarkov side of things in terms of difficulty. I don't think this one will be nearly as accessible as something like Arc Raiders or like a DMZ, you know, Call of Duty's DMZ that they're going to have. Those ones are going to be a lot more entry level kind of thing. I don't mean that as a slight to Arc Raiders, because Arc Raiders is a fantastic game, but it is much more accessible. This is trying to be a little bit more hardcore. And like I said, it's got the hunt feel to it because it's got a lot of the single shot kind of weapons, slow reloads, and a focus on melee. Whereas, you know, Marathon, Escape from Tarkov, Arena Breakpoint, all of those, they're a lot more quicker, aren't they? Quicker to, you know, you got 30 round mags and all that kind of stuff. So
You look like you have a weapon.
yeah, we're still alive. We did the quest. Be very useful. So we got quest complete. Gave us some new stuff. Look at that. Got some new bits there. We got a silver coin for some money. Some copper coin as well. We got some more XP. And we got reputation. And then he gives us our next quest. So very much what you'd come to expect
Watch out for
from
those dark places.
like Tarkov or Arc Raiders in that regard. But yeah, I mean, this is a nice mashup of the two. Like I said, technically quite impressive. I think in the forest, like I said, we were dropping below 60. So would like to see some more optimization there. But I think very, very nicely done. Nice detail. And when you're in the more open areas, I was comfortably at like 75 to 80 frames, which is what I'm at now. But in the forest, it was dropping a little bit lower. So yeah, I quite like it. Like I said, just coming soon to be announced, I think. No actual date for this. If you want to be involved in future tech tests, because this isn't one that you can just request on Steam, then join the Discord, which their Discord, not mine, which they do have here, which you can scan that QR code. I'll leave that up there. Or it's discord.gg play hunger. Like I said, I'm not sponsored for this or anything like that. I just joined the Discord and applied for the tech test. And then you fill in a form and they give you the key to like access it for future. And I think if you're in one tech test, you'll be in the future tech tests. So yeah, so you're able to come into this as well. I'm not going to try and gatekeep anything. So hopefully if you like this but you want to get your hands on it, then follow that. It's all self-explanatory there. You'll be able to apply for it and hopefully get hands-on with it yourself. And maybe in the future when they maybe are doing like maybe they'll do like a playtest weekend or an open beta or something like that, and you'll be able to just request through Steam. But as always, the Steam link will be linked in the description below. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, I think if you're someone who just doesn't like PvP at all, this isn't going to be for you. There's no PvE only option. I don't think the plans to be either. And like I was saying in the raid, half of my, I'd say 65%, 70% of my tension is from the fact that there's other players in the match with me. I don't know how many players are in the match with me. I don't know if we can, don't know if I can find that out, what the lobby sizes are, and whether it differs between solo or trios and stuff like that. It doesn't really say anywhere, but I'm really intrigued. I think they'd have to make the mob density a lot higher, and like more of them roaming around, and maybe even more dangerous and swarming you if they were to make this a PvE only mode. Because otherwise it would be a little bit like stay your distance, pop the head, reload, keep your distance, and you know, you're not worrying about getting third partied or having someone sneak up behind you. So one of those where I think this is one where I think there'll be people calling for this to be PvE. I don't know how you would make it PvE. As it is, you'd have to make the PvE harder, I think, to get that same level of tension. But very nice. Systems are all nice. And like I said, I think if you've played Hunt or Escape from Tarkov, you'll feel right at home with this. And yeah, pretty cool. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.